was moving around so much that was making contact there. Now I can fit my entire finger in between there. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a quick bit of maintenance on our H1 Hummer. On the H1 and the Humvee, the hood is a big giant section of fiberglass that opens up this way. And the main things holding it down, other than the clamps, obviously, you've got the little clamps that clamp down there. Other than that, you've got the hinges on the front, the giant blocks there. And then you've got a big chunk of rubber right here. One right up there at the middle of the windshield, underneath the hood, obviously. And then one on that side in the same spot. Those are commonly referred to as hood snubbers. Snubbers. I can't even say that. Hood snubbers. S-N-U-B-B-E-R-S. Snubbers. Weird word. After several years, the hood and the weight just sitting on there, they get a little bit squished, they get a little bit deformed, and the hood will mostly sit where it should, but during driving, it could vibrate a little bit. The ones on this truck aren't too bad, but the two side ones, which is usually the ones that get a little bit squished first, they could use replacing, and they're very inexpensive. You can find them on any Hummer part supply store. Online, you can find them on eBay. They're all over the place. Very common part. A lot of different manufacturers make them. There's a couple different styles of these. One style has complete solid rubber side snubbers, and then one style, like these, have these polyurethane ones that have a harder material, but they have a little bit more squish and give, I guess. This is the same style that's on the truck right now, so we're just putting the same style back on. Let's start by getting the hood open and I'll show you where they are. We've got this over the hood brush guard held in by these pins to the D-rings. We want to get those off. I already took these clamps off, but just so I'm showing you a complete video here, you pull out and you pull out right there. Next, we're going to pull the safety for the hood latch. I guess it's not a latch, right? It's just the safety that holds it in place. And we've got our latch off on this side. Now let's go ahead and pull this forward. There we go. Now I'm gonna need both my hands, but you'll want to lift up. I usually grab right here and right here, just so I've got it in two spots, and gently lift it up. There we go. That guy is open. I hate the way these hoods open as far as ease of working on the motor. I guess even if it opened the other way, it wouldn't really matter because there's no engine up here. Right, it's all the cooling stack. Most people don't realize this massive hood, the engine doesn't actually start till right about right there. So right there. The rest of that is just your radiator, your condenser, your cooler for your fluids. And then the majority of your motor is all the way in the cabin. Basically, that's what that big doghouse is inside that engine cover. It covers up the portion of the motor that's inside the truck. Well, not inside the cabin where you sit, but it's in that area, right? All right, I'll start rambling here. Let's get back to it. So that is one of the hood snubbers, the middle one. As you can see, it's not in terrible shape. It's mostly in the same condition as it probably was when it was new. And that right there, that little center section, there's a big metal strip right there. That little middle part is what sits on it. It sits over it, and it keeps it from going side to side because it's got, you know, the two sides on it. And then it also gives it a little bit of absorption so that the vibrations aren't running through it. It's got that rubber, or that one's a polyurethane section. Then on the sides, these are the ones that get squished, right? You can see this one's seen better days. It's kind of squished, deformed. Very easy to replace them. Just 2 bolts, they come out. 2 bolts, the new one goes in. Here's the other side. Definitely not in its original form. You can tell right there, that little square is where the foot off of the hood sits on it. This guy right here, that's what sits on there. So that's what is usually there. So this thing is probably worse than the other side. And when I am driving, I can tell this side of the hood, the driver's side, is the one that vibrates a little bit more. So this makes sense. Here are the new ones. They look identical to the old ones, except these aren't squished, right? Now, first thing I want to do before I replace any parts, especially with a bunch of aftermarket stuff, is make sure this is the right dimensions, bolt holes line up. I'll put it next to it, make sure it's the appropriate height. Wow, this thing has lost a lot of height over the years. This one, you know, I can't tell because it's so dirty, but this one looks rubber. And this one is definitely polyurethane. I wonder who the manufacturer on these old ones were. A lot of the work on this Hummer, it's new to us, but I think a lot of the parts and the work were from Hummer Core a very long time ago. So my guess is that maybe those were from Hummer Core, a previous generation of these hood snubbers before all the vendors started going to polyurethane. I don't know if this will hold up better, worse, if it'll have better or worse vibration resistance, but we'll see. So let's get those guys off, and we'll, you know what? Sorry, having a squirrel moment. I haven't gone over there across the hood to touch it yet, but that looks like polyurethane. This does not look like polyurethane. I wonder if they were replaced at different times. I bet they were. I bet that one was replaced. It looks newer too compared to these side ones. Or maybe not, who knows? All right, let me go grab some tools. We'll get this thing off. All right, my 11mm socket, and if you don't have any, get these wobble extensions. They've got a little bit of a rounded end, and I love them for everything. I'll put the link down in the description. They give you just a little bit of wobble on the angle, so if you're in a tight spot, you don't necessarily have to be directly on top of the bolt. All right, let's get this out. All right, my helper's here. Come on, helper. Let's take that one off. All right, it's pretty gross underneath, so while you're in there, clean up after yourself. So we're just gonna get a little bit of a brush or something, get all that crap off of there so we don't end up putting a new part over it. Just use an old paintbrush or something. You don't wanna use a metal bristle brush because then you're having to put new paint over it because you're gonna be scraping paint off. You just wanna get the dust off. There we go. How's that look?
Good.
Pretty good, all right. Now, these are directional, so if you look at them from the side, you notice there's an angle like that. The higher side goes towards the inside of the truck, towards the engine bay. The lower side goes towards the outside. So if you hold it like that, it goes this direction. The lower side goes towards the outside of the truck. All right, let's get the bolts started. Good job. For you grown men that don't like working on your own stuff and you take it somewhere, if my 13-year-old can do it, so can you. Get some tools and learn to do your own stuff, even if you don't have time. There we go, that's it. Whoops. We were doing what, eh?
Tightening it.
Yeah, I didn't catch that either, sorry. Now it feels like it's coming out.
So tight.
Remember, lefty loosey.
Righty bitey.
Bitey?
Tighty.
Tighty. Nice work, man. All right, it's dirty, right? Don't put new parts over old crap. Clean it up, right?
Yeah.
a lot of junk there. Get it real good and clean. You gonna get a paper towel and some Windex? There's a lot of dirt under there. Yeah, I think we should. Now, let's get the new one on. Remember, we got the high side towards the engine and the low side towards the outside of the truck. Nice work. How's that feel to get some new parts on there, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks too new.
Too new. But it's nice. You go from this old junky thing that's done its job for years and years to a new part. There we go. You get a little bit of squish to the material and then you stop screwing in. And now we've got a nice brand new hood snubber. All right. Who's doing that one, man?
Not it.
I don't know if I can get up there. And the engine's hot. Where on earth are we gonna step?
Dude, that thing's brand new.
This says no step. I'm gonna take this cover off. Can't really step here. You can step here on this platform, but not on any of this stuff. Can you get up there somehow? Yeah, don't put that by the batteries, because the terminals, if they touch, you're gonna short something out.
Okay.
You know what, man? Grab the new part. Let's compare it against this. This thing looks new.
That looks very new.
It does look new. Is it any thicker? I can't tell. I think we've decided that that one looks like it's fairly new. Even if it's not brand new, it's still in new condition. Comparing it to the other new one, same height, same width. We're gonna leave it. Although I think we can still easily get to it. Really, you just step up on these tires. You step up right here, and then every time I've had to be in here, I'll put one foot somewhere over there, maybe on the compressor or something like that. You don't want to ever step on the airbox, the coolant container, you know, all of that stuff that can squish or get dented. You never want to step on. And same on this side. This is your windshield with fluid reservoir, and you've got electronics under here. So you got very few places you can put your foot. Yeah, we're gonna leave that one. There you go, guys. That's how you replace your hood snubbers on an H1 or a Humvee if you've got a military variant. Hope you found this video helpful. Make sure to hit that like button, and if you'd like to support the channel, hit subscribe as well. In the meantime, I love you guys. I'll see you next time. So I just closed the hood, and at first I was like, man, it's not going all the way down. What's going on? It won't go down where it's supposed to. So I'm looking around. I'm like, wait, let me check. Oh, wait a second. The whole stops are hitting the hood snubbers. Those old ones made that much of a difference, where this hood just looks like it's totally sitting too high, but it's not. That's where it's supposed to be. Crazy. All right, so I'm glad I did this. So let's see what it looks like once we get the hood clamped down. Oh, I like that. There's nice, good pressure on it, and yeah, it's not gonna budge. Let's check this side. And you can see the space there, so let's clamp this down. I'll try to get it on video. Oh, that feels, I'm just going slow, it's not hard. That feels really good. And you can tell there's obviously no contact there anymore. There wasn't contact before either, but when you drove, this thing was moving around so much that was making contact there. Now I can fit my entire finger in between there. I'm really happy I did this. I didn't realize those old ones were so bad. I guess visually, let me see, if you push on this, will it go down? No, it's not budging. I'm real curious to go drive this, see how much of a difference it made with the hood wobbling around. Let's get the brush guard back on. All right, those are in. God, I love this color. I had the same brush guard on my black one, but this super light silver color, it almost looks white at a glance, but it's like a matte, very light silver color. It looks good with all the black accents. Just looking at it, I can tell this lines up so much better. All the lines are even from here to here. I've got a better gap between the hood and this section of the cab. Doesn't look like there's any risk of them rubbing. Go check your hood snubbers. This is such an easy thing to fix. Wow. All right, I'm gonna go take it for a drive. In the meantime, I hope this video was helpful for you guys. I love y'all. I'll see you next time.